more. Fellas,
the last two
fellas, they messed around and let the Tigers in.
Welcome to week one of the 2021 high school football season. I am Brian Harder along with Bruce Wyrick. We are at Arlin Field as the Tigers look to take on the Truckers of Norwalk High School. As we were coming back from that break, they were having a moment of silence. I don't know if anybody out there has gone to a Mansfield Senior game over the years. You saw Shorty Gordon. Well, he passed away on Monday. They had a moment of silence for him. He was a hall monitor for the city schools. He was involved in New Hope. And what I didn't know about him was he held a lot of records in the Special Olympics. He was 63 years young, and he is somebody that the Mansfield community is definitely going to miss.
And you're right about that, Brian. He always had a smile, always patted you on the back.
We're going to pause now for the playing and singing of our national anthem. I didn't mean to cut you off, Bruce. You were talking about Shorty Gordon. He was a guy, every time I walked into this stadium, he always gave me grief, had a big smile on his face. And when I walked in here tonight and he wasn't here, it was a very somber feeling.
And it is. He's going to be missed. He was a Tiger through and through. You know, if you wanted to design somebody to be a Tiger, you know, he was it. And he never talked about his problems. He always talked about the Tigers. Everything was positive, and he's going to be missed by the Tiger community.
The Tigers were 3-6 a year ago, and they had some growing pains last year. They had some youth on the roster. Talking to Chokey Bradley yesterday, though, Coach, he's very excited about the weapons that he has, especially at the wide receiver spot, and he's got Brock Hill to kind of run the show.
The one thing that works for you is speed. I don't care what happens. You can have a bad season, but when you have speed, you cause problems for everybody on that football field. And I know Todd Fox is going to try and figure out how to stop this speed, keep them from getting deep, keep everything bottled up underneath them, because if this Tiger offense gets rolling, Brian, it's going to be a long night for the Truckers.
Now, this is a matchup for both of these teams. Norwalk was 6-4 a year ago, and they had arguably one of the better athletes to ever come through that school in Garrett Chapin. We saw him on the basketball floor as well. Set a lot of records for the football program. He's gone, so the offense is in the hands of first-year starter Payne Flores.
The one thing I like about Norwalk, though, and Todd Fox and his staff, they're always fundamentally sound. They're going to play good football. He can have not the personnel, and he's going to design a defense that is best for his players to let them succeed. And that's what good coaches do. You look at your personnel, and you develop a defense that'll work for you.
And that's what Chokey told me yesterday. He said, we know what we have on our roster. We have to eliminate the big mistake, the big penalty, the big turnover. We have to play disciplined football. Mansfield Senior won the opening coin toss. They defer to the second half, so they're going to kick off, and Norwalk is going to start with the football. Return up to about the 24-yard line, so that's where Norwalk will start things off here in the 2021 season. The offensive starter for the Norwalk Truckers. They are led, as we said, by the junior quarterback, Payne Flores. Good one. He was an all-conference performer a year ago. The Rothar, Sam Battles, Cade Staley, and Jesse Cole. Up front, it's Dalton Stefani, Seth Farmer, Jake Wozniak, Xavier Eastman, and Brandon Gockstetter.
One of the things Norwalk's got to do, he's got to keep that senior high offense off the field. So how do you do that? You run the ball, you control the clock.
Flores out of the shotgun on first down. They will stay on the ground. That's Tracek, and he has stood up at the line of scrimmage. A solid surge by the Tiger defenders. Let's take a look at the defensive starters for Mansfield Senior up front. This is a good group. There's the offensive starters. We'll get the defensive starters after this next play.
I know Todd Fox is over there. He doesn't want to get into a throwing game with senior high. He wants to be able to control the ball in the line of scrimmage. Not a great first play to start out with.
Now they bring the receivers in tight on the right side. Flores back to throw on second down, flushed out of the pocket, and he's got first down yardage inside the 45-yard line. Now we'll take a look at the defensive starters for the Tigers of Mansfield Senior. Malachi Mays and Ricky Mills up front. The defensive tackles, Miles Bradley. He's a good one as a senior. He's joined by Aaron Fortin, the other defensive end. The linebackers, Leo Hess and Makai Bradley. The nose, Jordan Lutens. And a very good defensive starting backfield. 1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. They pitch it outside to Tracek. And he's upended at about the 40-yard line. Over defensively for the Tigers, it's number 7, Jayante O'Brien, the sophomore.
One of the things as a defensive coordinator you always worry about as the quarterback. And Norwalk quarterback got him out of the hole, got him a first down. The clock keeps running for him. As a defensive coordinator, it's tough to stop a quarterback when you're trying to defend the field.
Pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. We're just underway here in the first quarter. No score. Norwalk their first possession of the ball game. Now they're going to run a sweep to the near side. That's Cade Staley. Cuts back, gets up close to midfield. He's close to a first down, but there's a flag in the backfield. This is coming back.
Yeah, usually when a defensive lineman breaks through the line, somebody's going to try and grab him. There's a misassignment there. You had an orange player in the backfield of the Norwalk offense, and that's not supposed to happen, Brian.
First penalty of the ball game, a hold against Norwalk, so that negates a first down run by Cade Staley, the senior receiver. So it'll move the ball all the way back inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd and long, and if you're the Norwalk Truckers, this is not the scenario that you want. You don't want to give the Tigers an opportunity to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
And when it's 2nd down and 21, you got your hands full right now.
Flores back to throw. Ball's loose. The Tigers have it. It's on the ground, and the Tigers have it at the 35-yard line. A big play by the Tigers defense, and it's 1st and 10, Mansfield Senior.
Early season jitters. First there was a misassignment on the line. One of the defensive Tigers got in the backfield. They had to hold him to stop it, and then the fumble.
So the Tigers with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. We'll take a look at the Tigers' offensive starters after this next play. So Brock Hill and the Tigers of Mansfield Senior, that explosive offensive unit out on the field. Miles Bradley goes wide to the right out of your picture. This team is loaded at receiver. But they're going to start on the ground, a little flea flicker, and they're going to look to throw on first down. Bradley in the end zone. It's going to be incomplete, but it's going to be defensive pass interference as Carson Bauman was back to make the play.
It kind of surprises me the Tigers come out with a trick play like that early in the ball game, trying to get 6 on the board. See if you can't get up on Norwalk right away. Defensive interference.
So this is going to be a big break for the Tigers. Oh, they're going to call offsetting penalties. There was a hold on Mansfield Senior, so they're just going to play the down over. So that's a big break for Norwalk.
And it was. The receiver was open. The ball hung up in the air a little bit. Norwalk got back on it. A little bit of a collision. But, hey, Friday night football, here we are.
3 receivers now to the right side. Hill back in the shotgun. Going to swing it out near side to Amar Davis. He's tripped up at the 35-yard line.
Nice job by the Norwalk defense. They're trying to keep everything in front of them. Nothing gets behind them. Good pursuit to the ball.
As you mentioned, Norwalk will be very disciplined, and they're going to have to be against the explosiveness that these Tigers receivers can display.
Night, you want to get pressure on that quarterback. You can't let Brock sit back there. You got to put pressure on him, force him out of the back, make him uncomfortable.
Trips now to the left side. That's Davis wide out of your picture. Brock Hill looks, swings it out. It's caught. That's Bradley at the 28-yard line. He's close to a first down. Ball on the ground. Norwalk says they have it, and let's see if they're going to say it was down. Bradley comes up with the reception, holds on, and the Tigers with a first down.
If you notice there was nobody open deep for the Tigers. Norwalk did a great job letting them catch it underneath and pursuing to the ball.
There you see Brock Hill leading the offensive starters for Mansfield Senior. 3rd down and 1. Bradley a yard short. Hill back to throw, has time, fires. Let's see if this one's coming back. Could it be another hold? Bradley with a nice catch in the end zone, but I think this one's coming back.
Anytime your referee points and tells the officials, bring it back, pretty good chance it's against Senior High. It looks like it's a hold. Somebody grabbed somebody to hold them back.
This is what Chokey was concerned about yesterday. He said, if we're going to lose this game, we're going to beat ourselves with either penalties or turnovers. There they've had 2 big penalties to take away 2 big plays here in their first drive.
And you have to look at the secondary. That had to be a busted assignment. Somebody got caught looking inside, not reading their man, and opened up the seam. And Chokey, yesterday I think we were in his room, and he drew that play up on the board for us, Brian.
3rd down and 15. There's the defensive starters for the Truckers. They're a solid unit. That defensive backfield of Battles, Harris, and Moore have a lot of experience for the Truckers. 3rd down and 15. Hill steps up under pressure. He's dumped at the 45-yard line. Getting pressure was Ryan Ritzenthaler.
And that's one of the big things for Norwalk. They have 4 down linemen. They're going to try and put pressure on that quarterback, and they brought it from the outside and got the big sack. 4th down and 20.
So 2 big penalties in the first drive. One takes a touchdown off the board. The other one takes away an offensive or defensive pass interference. And now the Tigers, let's see what they do here on 4th down at the 44-yard line. It's 4th and 18. The offense stays on the field, maybe try to draw Norwalk offside. Now Hill with the kick to the near side. It's going to take a Tiger roll and go into the end zone. So Norwalk dodges a couple bullets in that first drive. They're going to get the ball back with 7:23 to go in the first quarter.
And what a confidence builder for that Norwalk defense right now. You give the Mansfield Senior, who has potential, the fastest team in the whole area. They get them at the inside the 40-yard line, and you stop them. You keep them out of the end zone. And as we said at the beginning, Norwalk is going to be a very disciplined defense. He's going to take 4 down linemen to put pressure on him. They want to make Brock Hill uncomfortable in that secondary and make him move. Make him throw the ball where he's not comfortable, Brian, and that's what they're doing right now.
The Tigers defeated Norwalk 21-10 back on August 30th of 2019, and under Chokey Bradley, Mansfield Senior 1-1 against Norwalk. Now this is kind of an odd series that these two teams have played. The Truckers are 2-6 overall against Mansfield Senior in a series that goes all the way back to 1908. but they've only played each other. This is their 9th meeting.
Yeah. You know, at one time, Mansfield Senior was a much bigger school. It was a Division I school. There was 500 kids in my graduating class, and now it's way down. And the two didn't mesh at that time, size-wise. But now they're a little bit more evenly marched, and here we go.
So Flores and the Trucker offense back on the field. No score here in the first quarter. Flores with plenty of time. He's playing behind a veteran offensive line, but a nice job defensively by Leo Hess, the linebacker.
The one thing Norwalk's got to do, they got to get out of their end zone. They've got to get across the 50-yard line. They got to put Senior High back on their heels. You don't want to give a team like Senior High the ball in the red zone over and over.
This is what a year ago.
They can fly to the football.
Tracek with the pitch to the near side. He is stood up by Bradley. Ball on the ground again, and the Tigers have it. The second turnover of the first quarter, and you talked about it. They're going to get the ball now in a short field.
Yeah, and you know, you can only put so much pressure on your defense. After a while, Mansfield Senior is going to find where the crease is, and they're going to make something happen big time. And usually when a defense has to come back on the field, like right now, their heads are down. They feel bad. They didn't get a good break over there. Look for Senior High to score right off the bat on this play. It happens a lot of times after a turnover. The offense will come back and light it up.
That is good to see. Fans in the stands here at Arlin Field in week 1. It was eerily quiet a year ago when we were down at Clear Fork as they opened against Lucas, but we have got a crowd here tonight here at Arlin Field, a newly renovated Arlin Field. There's Avion Gross with his first touch of the night. He has stood up at the 23-yard line, so they run him to the boundary, and he is stopped by Carson Ballman.
Again, the Norwalk defense, they got to play tough right now. They did it the first series. Let's see if they can do it again. You just don't want to let the big play. You just can't let it. Timeout.
Timeout taken by Norwalk, 6:38 to go in the opening quarter. Brian Harder, Bruce Wywick, week 1 of the 2021 high school football season. And I don't know about you, but this might be the best game of any season, the opener, and especially coming off of all the stuff with COVID. You got fans in the stands, everybody's into it, and you got two pretty evenly matched teams here in week 1.
And the one thing I like is that you got two coaches who do a great job. You know, you got Todd Fox on one side of the ball, very disciplined football team. He's proved it in his 4 years at Norwalk. You can't take them light anymore. They're going to come at you no matter what the situation is. And then you got Senior High, and they do an outstanding job getting their players in the right position.
Choky Bradley talked about this when we were meeting with him yesterday. He talked about culture. And both of these teams have that winning culture. You can see it in how they approach warm-ups. You can see it when they take the field. You can see it in their body language. Brock Hill, back to throw, steps up under pressure, throws it up into the air, and it's going to be batted around and caught for a touchdown by Miles Bradley. He went up between 3 defenders and came down with the football, his first touchdown of 2021.
Unbelievable. That's athletes. Those are what happens when you have athletes on the field. I mean, the quarterback was in the grasp. He was going down. And Norwalk had it covered. 2 gentlemen there. They tipped the ball up. Senior High picks it off. Touchdown.
What a play by Bradley, who Choky Bradley said he feels Miles has the best hands on the team, and he showed it right there on that play. Putt with the extra point. It is up, and it is good. The Tigers with a 7-0 lead, 6:27 to go in the opening quarter. That is what we can expect. If they can play disciplined, they have that big play capability. Brock Hill was in trouble and basically threw the ball up for grabs.
When you have athletes downfield, as a quarterback, you know where they're at. We used to tell some of our receivers, when the quarterback's in trouble, find the goalpost. Get underneath the goalpost. Quarterback, just throw the ball to the goalpost. And that's basically what Brock did. He was in trouble. He just put the ball up. He knows where his best athlete is, up in the air, comes down with it, touchdown. But, you know, you look at the thing out there, Norwalk shot themselves in the foot, Brian. I mean, they had 2 fumbles on their first 2 series. Senior high is not the type of team you can give them the ball in the red zone or down at their end. And they're going to score sooner or later, and they did.
Well, and the Tigers did too. This could be a 14-0 ball game.
Yes, it could be. It could be. Now, what has to happen is the Norwalk offense has got to take the pressure off that Norwalk defense and contain the ball, control it, move down the field, force Senior High to have a long field to run on.
Carson Ballman back to receive for the Truckers, now trailing 7-0. And Putt will kick off. Ballman misread it, lets it go into the end zone, so the Truckers will take ball. And now with a 7-0 deficit, now they have to climb out of a hole a little bit.
This is one of the football fields that goes east and west. And so right now, Norwalk has the sun in their eyes, and it's hard. And you just saw right there, the receiver lost the ball. Good thing it went into the end zone for the touchback. Most fields go north and south. You don't have this problem. But Mansfield Tigers, when they built this stadium, they built it east to west. Sun's in Norwalk's eyes right now.
Now a tight formation. And Flores up under center. That's Tracek as the running back. Tracek gets the ball and gets a couple of yards to about the 23-yard line. He was brought down on the play by Mekhi Bradley, the junior defensive lineman.
And this is a big series for Norwalk. You cannot give Senior High the ball on a short field again. You've got to be able to move and just make first downs. You got to move the stakes, move those down markers.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Ball again on the ground. A flag is down as well. It's a Tiger ball if the penalty is against Norwalk. Let's see what the call is. And I'll tell you what, there's something slippery on that ball. Norwalk cannot hold on to it.
3 possessions, 3 fumbles. I think that it wasn't a flag. I think that was a marker. The official just threw the marker down, the mark where the ball is.
So the Tigers again with a short field, 1st and 10 at the Norwalk 21-yard line, looking to add to a 7-0 lead.
And, you know, Senior High has the explosive offense. Look for them to go to the end zone again.
Trips now to the left. Lamar Davis, the lone receiver on the near side, and there's movement on the line.
And right now, Norwalk's defense has got to regroup themselves. I know they haven't had much rest right now. Usually when you go to the sidelines, your offense is going to give you a little bit of a break. These gentlemen have been out there the whole first quarter.
5-yard penalty moves the ball up to the 16. Trips again to the left. Hill flushed out of the pocket. He steps up into the pressure and runs right into the arms of Dalton Stefani.
That was a great job by the defensive secondary. They stayed with their men. Nobody got behind them. Brock had nowhere to go, and he pulled the ball down, but Norwalk's playing a front 4. They got 4 down linemen, and they were able to handle it.
So no gain, 2nd down and 5. Ball still on the 16-yard line. Now they'll shift Davis over to the left side. He'll go wide left out of your picture.
Busted play.
And some positive yardage up to the 15-yard line.
One of the things that's happening right now, we're in an early season game. This is the first game of the year. And these offenses, you haven't been in many game situations, so you're going to make a few mistakes. And I know Todd Fox is a heck of a coach, and he's going to get that offense over there. He's going to talk to them. They're going to get settled down. They're going to make something happen here in a little bit. And the Tigers' offense is struggling a little bit right now.
There you see Ricky Mills lining up behind Brock Hill. Hill steps up again, and he's down to the 10-yard line. Looks like he's got 1st down yardage. He was tackled on the play by Tracek. But the chains move, as you mentioned, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Mansfield Senior.
As a defensive coordinator, you make a great call. You blitz your linebacker. He gets right through the seam. All he's got to do is wrap up the quarterback for a sack. But Brock Hill's a good enough athlete. He avoids it, gets the first down for him.
Choky Bradley loves the athleticism of his quarterback. For that reason, he can step up under pressure, and he can run the football. 1st and goal, just inside the 10-yard line. Hill looks into the left side, swings it out. It's going to be, they're going to say it's just shy of the goal line. The reception was made by Mekhi Bradley. Stepped out of bounds there. It was a pretty good angle there for our camera as he stepped out just inside the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You take a look at that Norwalk defense, and they're huffing a little bit right now, Brian.
Well, add to it, it's 85 degrees
85
outside.
degrees, and they've been in the whole first quarter. They've been playing defense.
Power backfield. Low snap. It's taken by Brock Hill. Touchdown, Tigers. Tigers now with a chance to go up 14-0, 3:40 to go in the first quarter.
And they've had 2 short drives, 3 turnovers by Norwalk offense.
Time of possession fairly even, 3:19 for Norwalk, 2:47 for Mansfield Senior, but they have made it count, have the Tigers. Gotten the ball on a short field twice. Putt on to attempt his 2nd extra point. And when you're in an opener, you want to get some momentum, and Mansfield Senior definitely has it right now here in the first quarter. Movement on the line, and I think the Tigers are going to get a few extra yards here. That'll be against the defense.
Was he drawn off? You never know. Oh, they're looking at Choky Bradley right now.
They're thinking about going for 2.
It's going to be a half the distance call. Instead of being at the 3, it'll be at the 1.5 if they take it.
All right, put your coaching hat on. You go for 2? It looks like they're going to.
He's going to put them back on there and go for 2.
13-0, 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Why not? It's early. You're trying to give your team some momentum and some attitude.
And again, Norwalk keeps shooting themselves in the foot. This has not been a great quarter for Norwalk's offense.
Leo Hess lines up as one of the fullbacks. They're going to give it to Ricky Mills. Pushes the pile, gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So there's a power statement there by the Tigers and Choky Bradley, and it's now 15-0, 3:40 to go in the opening quarter.
And there's still 3:40 in the first quarter, and what Norwalk has to do is their offense has got to get a little momentum. They got to let the defense catch their breath over there on the sidelines. It's hot on that field right now. I'll tell you, I was down there before the game, and it was definitely warm. That defense is over there is carried the load. 3 fumbles by Norwalk offense has put the Norwalk Trucker defense in the hole. They played well. They just didn't hold them out. And what we have right now, the Norwalk offense has got to establish a drive. They got to get a little bit of momentum back. They got to let the defense take a break on the sidelines. And they're not out of the ballgame. By no way. All they got to do is get across that 50-yard line, put Senior High in a hole.
Bauman back to receive the kickoff. Sean Putt, the 5'10 junior, set to kick off. Angles it to the near side. Ball on the ground, but it's scooped up by Bauman. And he gets positive yardage up to the 23-yard line. So the Truckers will now start in a 15-0 hole. Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick from Arlin Field, week 1 of the 2021 high school football season. Glad to be bringing you our coverage here on OH Report.
And Coach Fox has got to be over there saying, holy smokes, just hold on to the football. He's got to run a few basic plays, get a little confidence in that offense, see if they can't move the change. You just got to do something positive this series right here. Right
now, one play at a time, get a first down. Now they back Flores back into the shotgun. And the first-year starter has had his struggles against this Tiger defense here early. Rolls out, has some time. It's caught at the 25-yard line. Making the reception was Bauman. Lost his headgear on the play, but it's going to be a pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. So that get away from the pressure, roll him out.
Roll him out. It's an easy pass completion. Give a little confidence to your quarterback. You've got to get some confidence. Somebody on this offense has got to take the load up right now. Brock Hill did it for the Tigers. Now, somebody on Norwalk's got to pick up the pace.
Trips now to the left to about the 24-yard line. Another fine defensive play by Leo Hess, who has played very well at linebacker.
Right now, Norwalk's putting a little more pressure on his quarterback. He had a completion. Now he just ran the ball. They're in a 3rd and 6 situation. They need to make the first down. You don't want to have to punt the ball here and give it right back to senior high.
Sam Battles goes wide out of your picture on the left. Bauman in the slot on the near side as well. Flores looks, it's tipped and incomplete, almost. A lucky grab there by Cade Staley, but it's going to be 4th down, and the Truckers go quietly.
And they do. I just hope that defense had enough time to recover over there. Norwalk's got to punt the ball. Let's get a good punt off here, put senior high on their side of the 50-yard line, and then see what that defense can do without a short field.
Avion Gross and Miles Bradley back to receive the punt. Teams normally kick away from Gross. Bradley led the team in punt returns a year ago with 5, averaged about 11.5 yards per return. It's a high, short kick, fair catch called for it. It's going to be down at about the 46-yard line. So the Tigers again with pretty good field position, up 15-0, 1:56 to go in the opening quarter.
And that's one thing you got to understand right now. It's a game of field position. Senior high has had great field position, and they're still sitting in field position. Even if Norwalk can stop them, and senior high punts the ball, Norwalk's going to be in the hole trying to come out of it again. And they just haven't given Norwalk any breathing room. So right now, let's see what this defense can do. See if they can put them in a 1-2-3 punt situation. The defense has got to make something happen to give their offense a little bit of a leadway.
Ricky Meals is the tailback. 4 receivers in the set now, 2 to each side. And there's a flag on the play, and I think this is going to be a motion penalty against Mansfield Senior.
Somebody moved a little bit too quick before the whistle, and this is what happens early in the season. You're going to have these little quirks, these little plays. They're so frustrating to a coach.
Five-yard penalty makes it a 1st and 15 back at the Tiger 41.
And that's what Norwalk needs. They need something that's going to help them a little bit. A penalty right there at the right time.
4 receivers now on that left side. Mills. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage by Parker Evans.
And you're starting to see this defense step up. We knew coming into the game they had a good defense. They're fundamentally well coached. Let's see if they can't hold them here, get a 1-2-3 punt, and get that offense back on the field.
Brotherhood of strength on the back of the jerseys of the Norwalk Truckers. I tell you what, watching this team warm up before the ball game, they inspired me. They were loud and they were focused. Hill swings it out. Caught by Davis. Davis breaks a couple tackles, brought down finally at midfield. Parker Evans making the play. And it's now going to be 3rd down and a little more workable 6 yards for the first down.
And this is a big play for Norwalk. You've got to get senior high off the field. You got to get them off the field, get your offense back on there, and give your offense a little bit of football field to play with.
Davis, one of their big 3 receivers a year ago. They spread the ball around pretty well. Bradley with 34 catches, Gross with 33, and Davis with 31. Hill bobbles the snap, but he recovers. Swings it out. That's caught by Bradley. And Bradley forced out of bounds by Cade Staley. And that's the, well, we get to about 1:01 to go in the first quarter, excuse me.
First down, Tigers. Moves the stick. Pursuit from your linebackers.
Third reception on the night for Bradley, 41 yards, and the touchdown early. Trips now on the right side. That's Gross in motion. They're going to pitch him the ball, the jet sweep.
Every once in a while you get into a game, Brian, where if your offense has success early, they kind of take it that way, and it seems like they're going to score every series. But as the defense starts to toughen up, Senior High's got to toughen up with them and see if they can't keep moving the ball. But right now, Norwalk has been in the hole the whole night.
Brock Hill, 7 of 8 so far for 60 yards and the touchdown, and a timeout taken by Choky Bradley and the Tigers. And I tell you what, if I had to walk into the receiver room that he has to deal with, I would be drooling every day at practice. He's got weapons all over the place.
And the thing is, they're not little guys. I mean, they're 6'1",
No.
225, 6 foot, 215. Back in my day, that was your offensive lineman, and now these are your quarterbacks and your skill players.
Then on the other side of that, there's Todd Fox. Good shot of him in his 4th season, 25 wins. He was the head coach at Tiffin Calvert. They made 7 consecutive playoff appearances, and he recorded 57 wins there before he came to Norwalk. And he's turning things around in Norwalk.
They're starting to believe in themselves. They're getting the wins when they have to.
2nd and 10, 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hill with time. That's caught by Bradley, takes a hit. He's down at the 18-yard line. The hit was delivered by Sam Battles, but another first down.
Tigers
Nice
are
throw.
moving. Yeah, they're moving the ball through the air.
And he knew he was going to take that hit and held on to the ball. And that is going to be the final play of the first quarter. It's all brown and orange so far here at Arlin Field. The Tigers up 15-0. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Airbags!
Dibs on the Fritos!
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Choky Bradley in his 12th season as the Tigers head coach. He's won 73 games here at his alma mater. Went to college and played at Bowling Green and has brought a winning culture back to Mansfield Senior. They had some lean years before he showed up, but he's only had 3 losing seasons, one of them a year ago, and you kind of got to give a coach a mulligan during all of that COVID mess and the young roster that he had, but he's really got things going and focused here in 2021.
And he does. And the big thing is he's got the community behind him. He's got the players behind him. The parents are behind him. And the Tigers are playing great football right now.
Tiger ball, 1st and 10 at the Norwalk 18. That's Mills off the right side. Breaks away from the initial contact, but can't get away from the left side there. Payne Flores in on the stop for Norwalk.
We're going to find out what this Norwalk defense has as them tonight, Brian. I mean, they've got to make a big play here because
they got to wrap up, too.
The offense isn't doing it right now. The Norwalk offense isn't moving the ball. They're not getting any first downs. They're not moving the chains. This defense has got to pick it up, make something happen, get a turnover, or it's going to be a long night.
Hill up under center. They fake the run. Hill rolls left side. It's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Miles Bradley. Threw it into double coverage.
And the thing I like about Brock Hill there, he had pressure on him. He had number 33 breathing down him, trying to get the sack. Good quarterback. He's a right-handed quarterback, and anytime you roll to the left, it's a tough throw for a quarterback. He did a great job getting it downfield.
Brock Hill, a transfer from Ontario. This is his second season here at Mansfield Senior. Developed a lot of good chemistry with these receivers. If the Tigers can get the running game going. Trips now to the right. Hill out of the shotgun. Drops back to throw, has some time, finds Bradley. It's incomplete, batted away at the last second by Carson Ballman. That was a nice defensive play by Ballman.
And it was. He just came around with the right hand, put it out there, hit the ball, knocked it down. The receiver did have him screened.
You saw the time that Hill had in the pocket. The offensive line has done a pretty good job protecting him here so far in the first half. 4th and 9 at the 17-yard line.
When Norwalk started the game, they were at a 4-man front. Now they're in a 3-man front. They put an extra defensive back in there to see if they can't stop them. Right now the defense has forced them into a field goal situation.
Putt on to attempt a 35-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 11:05 to go here in the first half, the Tigers add 3 more and take an 18-0 lead.
If there's a moral victory on the field right now, Norwalk's defense did it right there. You know, to hold that potent offense to just 3 points, that's a little bit of momentum that they need. Now all Norwalk's got to do is get their offense moving the football. They got to put some strength, first downs together. They got to move the ball downfield. No penalties, no fumbles.
And I like the call by Bradley getting the field goal. Putt was 1 for 3 a year ago, making a 23-yarder, trying to see what he's got in his junior kicker, giving him a little confidence. And as you get into some of these conference games, you get a little closer and into the postseason, having a good kicking game can be very valuable.
Oh, it is. People do not realize how important specialties are. Your kickoff team, your kickoff return teams. Coaches spend as much time on specialties as they do on offense and defense. And to have a good kicker that you can rely on, worth its weight in gold.
One improvement that we have already seen in the Tigers here in the first half, they scored 15 points in that first quarter. Last year, all season long, they only scored 7 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They were a slow starting team.
And the one thing I keep pointing to, 2 of those scores for the Tigers came on a short field on mistakes by Norwalk. You take those off the board, that's 14 points.
Well, but Choki Bradley's going to tell you they don't take them off the board. They were able to capitalize and take advantage of the short field.
You're right. And that's why they play 4 quarters of football. Norwalk lost the first one. Let's see what they can do.
Ballman from the 14. And he is punched down at the 30-yard line.
This is the best starting position for the Norwalk offense. Let's see if they can't put together a few first downs, move these chains up the field a little bit, give that defense a break on the sidelines, let them catch their breath.
Norwalk of the Sandusky Bay Conference. They joined the SBC back in 2017 after leaving the NOL. Of course, the NOL disbanded. At that time, it was the oldest league in the state of Ohio.
Norwalk has only got 24 total yards so far. They've got to move the ball.
Flores out of the gun. Look to set up a screen. Ball kicked out to Tracek. He's got first down yards across midfield. That was a very well-designed, well-executed play by the Norwalk Truckers.
And it was a great call. Here you are. You're sitting on your heels a little bit. You let those guys come through, make the play, get a couple blocks downfield.
Got that senior offensive line for the Truckers, and they have a first down in Tiger territory at the 48-yard line.
And this is what Norwalk needs more than anything. They need to move the ball down the field.
Flores again out of the gun. Has some time, swings it out. It's incomplete. He had Cade Staley open, just overthrew him.
Little confusion in the Tigers secondary. Nobody was covering her flat routes. But when you have speed on the field, you make a mistake, your speed will cover up for you.
Jokey Bradley told us that he wants to get this defense in a position to where they can just start flying to the quarterback. Tracek just bulldozes his way inside the 45 to the 43.
And right now the Norwalk offense is doing what I was hoping they would do early. Move the ball down the field, run the ball, a little bit of play action pass when you have to throw it.
There's a good look at Tracek in the backfield, an all-SBC performer a year ago. Gets the call again, breaks a tackle, pushes the pile close to first down yardage, but I think he's going to be short. He needed to get to about the 38-yard line, and I think the Tigers stood him up just before that.
Big call by Todd Fox.
Oh, they got a good spot.
First down.
That is a good spot for the Truckers, and they've got first down with 9:56 to go in the second quarter. Swinging out, and again, Flores, his first year as a starter, just still trying to iron out the timing on some of these routes.
You got to remember, this is early season. This is the first ball game of the year. You're going to make mistakes. The passing game sometimes lags behind the running game.
Well, and he's also replacing a 3-year starter in Garrett Chapin. So they go back to the ground. This is going to be a procedure call against Norwalk.
I think the tailback tried to move.
Tracek started to go a little early.
A little bit early. Wanted to get a jump on him.
Either that or it looked like he might have lost his balance. He started leaning forward.
It happens. It'll happen. You get the jitters. You want to get upfield. You want to make something happen. You want to put the load on your shoulders. Move the football. He just got over.
Flores with time. And again, just cannot connect. Battles the intended receiver. Keontae Bradley on the coverage. And it'll bring up third down and long.
The receiver was open. He was open for a moment.
Well, the last couple that he's tried to hit were open.
And with that.
First start on the road. Flores back. This one's caught. That's Battles. He's down at the in on the play.
Tried to run that outside receiver screen to the middle, but Senior High, as you've stated before, they just have too much speed. They collapsed on the play. Todd Fox, he's opting to put the Tigers in the hole.
So Ryan Fox back in punt formation, standing at the Norwalk 45. Avion Gross and Amar Davis, two dangerous returners, back deep for Mansfield Senior. And they're going to kick it towards Davis, but it's going to take a bounce and be down at about the 12-yard line. So that's where the Tigers will take over with an 18-0 lead, 8:54 to go in the second quarter. And it's been all Tigers.
And this is what I want to see right now. Senior High is down at their end of the end zone. Okay, they're in there. They got a long field to run. The Norwalk defense held the Tigers to a field goal. Let's see what the Tigers can do here and see if they can't get the ball back to their offense in good field position. If Norwalk can get a touchdown, Brian, before half and hold Senior High to nothing, this is going to be a whole different second half.
Jokey Bradley liking what he sees so far here in the first half.
Norwalk's gone to a 3-man front instead of 4. Extra defensive back.
Hill swings it out, right side. Caught. That's Amar Davis. Couldn't get much after the catch. It's about a 4-yard gain.
Again, Norwalk's doing what they have to do. They want to keep everything in front of them. Once Senior High makes the play, and then you attack it. Flow to the ball. Pursue to it.
Carson Ballman came up with a solid stick and held it to a 5-yard reception. Trips now to the left side. And Hill's going to run it. That was a designed run all the way. Pushes up across the 20, about a yard shy of the first down. As we said, Shoki Bradley really likes the athleticism of his quarterback, and I think you're going to see that a little bit more often this season, that quarterback draw.
And the big thing is that offensive line is going to mature. The more games they get under their belt, the more playing time they get, they're going to figure out how to block it, and Brock Hill's going to make it a very tough play for the Tigers.
Now you're the defensive coordinator. What do you guard against on 3rd and 1? Hill sets, fires, and it's going to be incomplete. It was thrown low as he was trying to throw it into a tight box to Amar Davis, the sophomore. And it's 4th and short, and this is going to be a punting situation. So Norwalk does its job with 7:59 to go in the second quarter.
That defense, as we talked about earlier, they're a tough group of young men. They're well-disciplined. They were stuck in the bad offense of Norwalk, put them in a bad situation. Right now, they're going to give the ball back to the offense, and the offense is going to have good field position. And if Norwalk can score before half, this is going to set up a nice second half.
So the Tigers will give it to the Truckers. Rothar's going to watch it take a senior high roll inside the 25-yard line, down to the 20 and down at about the 17-yard line. What a punt by Brock Hill.
Yeah, coaches stand on the sidelines. You practice catching punts the whole game, all practice and everything, and then you can't get under this one, and it takes a Tiger roll.
A 61-yard punt by Brock Hill. His long a year ago was 49 yards.
And what was the roll on that one, Brian?
Oh, the roll is about 30 yards,
and
but it was still a nice
kept
kick.
Going. That's one of the benefits of playing on turf. You're going to get that Tiger roll, and that ball is just going to keep going. Just keep rolling. But it's a beautiful facility here. Great place for football.
Got a paint job, and they've done some things here in the press box. New carpet, new tables.
A lot of things have changed. 51 years ago, I ran across this field. The north side was the home field. A lot of things have changed in 51 years.
Tigers now back on defense with an 18-0 lead. Flores swings it out. It's caught. And Avion Gross may have gotten away with pass interference. Todd Fox is making his case. I don't know if we get a replay here, but Avion Gross says, no, I had good position, but might be a little home cooking there.
Yeah, he was all over him, draped over him like a blanket.
2nd down and 10. Strasick on the ground, and he has stood up and gang tackled at the 20-yard line. A gain of 1 on the play if he was lucky.
That senior high front four starting to get a little bit penetration, starting to make things happen in the backfield. Anytime you get a defensive player in your backfield, there's a problem somewhere. You got to start controlling the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the Trucker 21-yard line. Flores with time as he rolls to his left. Able to escape the pressure. He stood up at the 25-yard line, brought down at about the 26. Going to be close, but not enough. And again, 44, Leo Hess, who has played extremely well here in the first half from his linebacker spot, makes it 4th and 1 and another punting situation for the Truckers. There's a good look at Leo, number 44. So Fox back in punt formation. He'll kick it from about the 15-yard line.
Let's see if we can get
no return.
Norwalk's looking for the roll.
They didn't get the roll that Brock Hill got.
But it's still rolling. They're down there.
Down to about the 29-yard line. That's where the Truckers will take over.
The Tigers got 6 minutes on the clock to see if they can't get another score before half. Norwalk defense has been playing pretty stiff defense the last couple series. Let's see if they can't pull something out and hold the Tigers in check.
Aside from their OCC schedule, the Tigers will host Marion Harding next week and Lima Senior in Week 3. They also travel to Tiffin Columbian in Week 5, so that's a pretty good non-conference schedule. The game against the Tornadoes is the first of only 4 road games for Mansfield Senior in 2021. They also go to Lexington in Week 6, Worcester in Week 8, and Mount Vernon in Week 9.
This Norwalk defense has been picking it up. See if they can't contain the Tigers right now.
Now 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Davis in motion. They're going to stay on the ground. That's Zion Brown, and makes something out of nothing. Gets about 4 yards up to the 34-yard line.
Tough run by the back. They talk about yards after contact. He got about 4 of them there.
First carry of the night for 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Our thanks to John Davis here at Mansfield Senior, providing up to the second stats. Second down and 5. They're going to run it. And that's Mills upended at the 38-yard line. Another gain of about 3. So kind of work some clock here with that second carry of this possession. It's now 3rd and short. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and Norwalk was ready for it. Hill stood up at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 4th down.
Looks like it's a punt situation for the Tigers. That kind of surprised me a little bit there. They ran the ball, 3 good plays. On 3rd and short, they were toe-to-toe at the offensive line, but Norwalk picked it up and shoved them back.
Trying to draw them off sides here on 4th and 1. Trips to the right. 2 more receivers on the near side, and a timeout's going to have to be called by Mansfield Senior as there was some miscommunication between Brock Hill and the Tigers sideline. 4:34 to go, 2nd quarter. Tigers with an 18-0 lead.
Well, I don't know about this. You're sitting at a 4th and 1. To me, that's a punt.
Tigers with 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. And with this field position here in the 2nd quarter, Choki Bradley and the Tigers deciding if they're going to go for it or if they're going to punt and try to pin the Truckers deep. The Truckers really haven't done anything with any field position they've had regardless of where they have been.
And that's probably what Choki's thinking about. You know, Norwalk's offense isn't moving. Our defense is shutting them down. Let's take a shot at it, see if we can't get the first down. There's an old saying that you can't score if you don't have the football. And if the Tigers get the first down here, I think they'll walk right into halftime.
Trips to the right. I think they're trying to draw them off. 9 seconds on the play clock. Now Hill's going to drop back. Remember, he is their punter, and he's going to kick it. There's going to be no return. Smart play by the Tigers, as it's going to go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Truckers get the ball back. 4:25 to go in the first quarter.
Isn't it great to have a multiple athlete back there that you can set him up as a quarterback? Your defense has got to respect that they're going to run the ball or throw the ball. And then he takes 3 steps back and he punts a 40-yard punt.
Tigers were 3-6 a year ago, 2-4 in the OCC. They lost to Ashland twice. They lost to them in the playoffs. Then they also lost to them in the regular season. But Choki Bradley and the Tigers trying to put 2020 behind them. And they're off to a good start here in Week 1, 18-0 to the Norwalk Truckers.
And Norwalk, get their offense moving. They got to establish something on the ground.
That's Tracek. Breaks a couple tackles, gets up to about the 16-yard line, a gain of about 2. Tell you what, Tracek is fighting for every yard that he gets.
Somebody on that offense has got to pick up the pace, got to be the leader.
Tracek, 19 yards on 7 carries. Now they finally give the ball to Jarian McClendon, a sophomore, spelling Tracek, and he gets yardage up to about the 24-yard line, 3rd down and 1. So a little change of pace by the Truckers.
They're all Todd Fox is doing is moving the chains. He just wants to get first down after first down.
McClendon stays in the game, and he gets the ball again, has a first down. He runs into the arms of Malachi Mays, but forward progress is going to give him the first down.
Todd's just trying to give his offense a little bit of confidence, just a little bit of confidence to know that they can move the ball on this Tiger defense.
And McClendon stays in the game. Have 3 receivers bunched to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Flores going to roll to the left. A flag is down, and Flores is dumped at the 26. There's 2 flags down. That's normally in the neighborhood of an illegal block or a hold.
I think it's a hold. I think it's going to go back. They're going to lose 10 yards on this one.
Three minutes to go in the second quarter. Tigers with an 18-0 lead.
And when you look at this, Brian, you got to remember the Tigers scored 15 points in the first quarter. And that was basically because of 2 fumbles by Norwalk. Since then, the Norwalk defense has started stepping up, and the Tigers have only had 3 points, 1 field goal.
Penalty is marched off against Norwalk back to the 15-yard line. They need to get up to the 36 for a first down. So it's 1st and 26.
All Todd wants to do is run the clock out going at halftime with no mistakes.
Tigers will get the ball to start the third quarter. Flores airs it out left side. It's batted away. Nice defensive play by Jayante O'Brien.
And that's what happens when you got speed all over the field. When you have speed, you can compensate and make up ground, and that's what he was. He was beat to the outside, but his overall speed.
It was a nice throw by Flores, but O'Brien with perfect position.
It was a great
throw.
Sticks
his hand in at the last second right there. Yep. Would have been an over-the-shoulder catch by Staley, but still a nice play. Stops the clock, 2:53 to go before halftime.
And every once in a while, as a coach, you just want to air the ball out. What that does, that loosens up that defense. Now they'll play a little bit looser. They know Norwalk's going to throw deep once in a while.
Strasik on the ground up to the 19. Coming up at the half, we'll have the J&F Construction halftime show. We'll take a look at the Tiger Marching Band, and we'll have the first half stats. Starting to cool off here in North Central Ohio. A perfect night for football.
And it is. As a player, you couldn't expect for anything better. This is great weather, great atmosphere, great facility at Arlin Field.
And I can't emphasize this enough. Fans in the stands, and they're into the ball game. Flores flushed out, and he is deposited at the 19-yard line. Malachi Mays again with a nice play for the Tigers defense.
Last year, after having a COVID football season where you had to sit every other seat, you had to wear your mask, couldn't have ventures like this, this is great to see, Brian. Everybody having a good time.
Tigers will use their last timeout with 2:05 to go. They're going to get the ball back, and Shoki Bradley wants to keep his foot on the accelerator with an 18-0 lead. Of course, he also knows that this team on the other side of the field in Norwalk, they're not going to go away quietly. This team is going to fight.
Yeah, Todd Fox is going to take him in there at halftime. He's going to sit his offense down, start to discuss what has to happen, what we have to do to improve, and how we got to get some points on the board. And to be honest with you, the Norwalk defense is really starting to play some good ball. Mansfield Tigers, except for the first quarter, 3 points.
Ryan Fox has averaged 33 yards a punt so far, and he'll kick it, though, from the Norwalk 5-yard line. And the Tigers should have very good field position with about just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Fox kicks it off, and a fair catch called for. And the ball's on the ground, but it's going to be recovered by the Tigers at midfield, and the Tigers dodged a bullet there.
And they did at that.
So they'll get the ball at midfield with 1:53 to go before halftime, and they'll try to add to an 18-0 lead.
And right now, Todd Fox is telling his defense, keep them off the board. Keep them off the board. We don't want any more scores. Give us the opportunity. And this defense has been playing well the last couple series.
See what the Tigers elect to do if they go deeper into their playbook. The last possession, they tried to run the ball.
The Tigers are out of timeouts. So if they have a 2-minute offense in their packet, this is the time to bring it out. Run that 2-minute offense, run the out routes, get out of bounds.
Miles Bradley goes wide to the left. He's out of your picture. Hill looks right side, and that was it was either a miscommunication between him and Amar Davis or just a bad throw.
Again, Norwalk's got to get a little pressure on that quarterback. I don't think you can let Brock Hill just sit back there. He will pick you apart. So you got to get some pressure on him, especially in a situation like this. Incomplete pass stops the clock.
147. Trips to the left. Again, Davis, the lone receiver, on the right side. Hill again looks for Davis. And it's caught, and he gets out of bounds at the 47.
And that's what the Tigers are going to do. That's the only way they can stop the block or stop the clock is to throw the outs, move the chains, work for the first down. They're in 4-down territory. I don't see them punting here.
3rd and 7. Amar Davis with his fourth catch for 19 yards.
Look for Chilkey to go up top one time.
Hill looks to his left, swings, it's caught. Avion Gross breaks a tackle, breaks to the outside, and he falls down at the 20-yard line. If he'd have kept his balance, he might have been able to cut it back. It's going to be 1st and 10 Tigers at the 20.
We have a flag on the play. You are not allowed to block behind the ball. I think that's what the flag's going to be. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty from where the markers are.
Oh, that's a tough break for the Tigers. And again, that's the 3rd big penalty here in the first half if it is against Mansfield Senior.
And it's a great call. Personal foul. You cannot block behind the ball. What the officials are trying to do is protect the athletes. If you're behind the ball and you're running downfield, you're in a position where you can get hurt. And so what the officials do, you cannot block behind the ball like that.
So instead of a first down inside the 25, it's 3rd down at the 46. Now they'll put the 3 receivers on the right side and shift Davis over to the left. Officials over explaining something to Todd Fox. Tigers on 3rd and 6. Hill with time, sets, fires, it's picked off. Right into the hands of Daniel Tracek. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Looks like roughing the quarterback. After he threw the ball, he was taken down to the turf.
That might have been one of the weaknesses for Brock Hill a year ago. He threw 7 touchdowns, but he threw 8 interceptions.
And as a quarterback in a starting situation, you go through a learning curve. You learn. the more playing time you get, you start to realize what's going on out there, start to read the secondary, and the interceptions disappear as the touchdowns go up.
Here you take a look at the replay, and the ball was underthrown. And Tracek in perfect position. So that's a break. So the ball, let's see where they're going to spot the football. It will be Mansfield Senior ball because of the penalty. And the Tigers have it 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line, so we got that all straight. Now, can the Tigers capitalize with 1:14 to go? And so far in the first half, they've been able to do that. Hill cuts back, has some room to the far side, gets inside the 20, out of bounds at the 17-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 1:02 to go.
Smart quarterback, smart quarterback. Everything was covered downfield, breaks it back against the grain. Big gain. And again, I can't emphasize how Norwalk is shooting themselves in the foot. They had them stopped, interception, roughing the quarterback.
Brock Hill, the leading rusher for the Tigers tonight with 23 yards. Hill looks, fires, and it's tipped and caught at 15-yard line.
That's a lineman's that's a lineman's dream right there. The ball's tipped up in the air, comes right down in your hands. You got your name in the book right now for pass completion.
Clock moving, 40 seconds to go. Trips now to the right. Hill under pressure. He's dumped at the 27-yard line. He could not get away from Jack Wozniak.
And the Tigers are in a hurry-up mode. They got to get things going. Wonder if they're just going to down it, stop the clock. That'll put them in a 4th down.
So that'll stop the clock with 10 seconds to go. It's now 4th down. And this will be probably the last play of the half for the Tigers. Not the execution that Chokey Bradley's looking for, but they're knocking on the door with a 4th down play at the 14-yard line of Norwalk.
I think he's out of field goal range right now. They got 2 things to do, score or get a 1st down. You either throw the out to stop the clock real quick, field goal, or you go for the score.
Zion Brown is the running back. Hill steps up, feels the pressure. It's incomplete. Short hops it to Miles Bradley.
Nice rush by the defense again. Nice rush. Put a little pressure on the quarterback.
And that is the final play of the half. The Tigers with an 18-0 lead as we take you to the J&F Construction halftime show. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering to 10. Airbags!
Dibs on the Fritos!
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
welcome to the Tiger program at large. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lamarco Robinson. Our next honoree is Mr. Tyree Shine. Coach Shine is a 1974 graduate of Norwalk High School. An Ohio former track and field standout himself, went on to run at Ohio State University. He began his track coaching career in the late 70s and has been a track coach at Mansfield Senior for over 40 years. During that time, he has guided and mentored over 70 athletes that have competed in the state track and field championship. Coach Shine is also a founder of Blessed to Run Track Club, the nonprofit agency that he has coached hundreds of Mansfield area youth from kindergarten to high school. He now serves as an elder and now the World Cycling Youth Director. Coach Shine is currently head boys and girls track coach at Mansfield Senior and continues to run the Arlin Field track club. Coach Shine is a shining example of commitment and dedication to the youth of Mansfield Senior. Ladies and gentlemen, Arlin Field. Next is Mr. Chuck Riley. Mr. Riley began his service at Mansfield City Schools as a member of the Tigers All-Sports Senior Club in 1981. He was service for 27 years, 23 as a graduate. The Boosters saw the design provided support to all boys and girls sports teams and schools by purchasing meals, cheerwear, uniforms, and equipment, and tons of other meaningful programs. Over the years, Mr. Riley has continually volunteered in services at events such as J.C. Gorman, wrestling tournaments, Leon relays, and was a member of the kickball training team. In fact, Mr. Riley is working training team tonight, and continues to work countless basketball games and operating scoreboards during the Tiger basketball and baseball games. Mr. Riley continues to support Tiger athletics through various services connected to the athletes. Mr. Riley's long-term commitment to success in athletics makes it a valuable part of all sports teams and Mansfield athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Riley. Miss Lori Romano. Miss Romano began her career with Mansfield City Schools in 1982 as a health and fitness teacher. She coached middle school basketball and high school volleyball during her career. She also served as assistant athletic director and ultimately became athletic director for Mansfield Senior High. For almost 40 years, Ms. Romano has worked tirelessly for and directly with the athletes in Mansfield City Schools. As a mentor, academic counselor, motivator, and mother figure for our students. She retired from education in 2016 and stepped from to Mansfield today as a captain role to kids from today. Our last honoree is Mr. Jeff McCoy. Jeff McCoy is a 1989 graduate of Norwalk High School and began his service as a Tiger athlete in 1994 as the volunteer assistant coach of Texas basketball and football teams. After years of volunteer service, he was the basketball coach for 3 years and he led the record of 5 and 5. His first team was the first in the senior year because the four years of the varsity basketball coach. He went to a hundred of athletes and became one of the role models for the players. Coach McCoy is co-founder of the basketball program and will work for 17 years. The program develops basketball skills, character, and prioritizes academic success. Coach McCoy is interactive contact with the kind of dedication and commitment to Tigers, to athletes, and himself for his young time. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Jeff McCoy. One more round of applause for all of our honorees this year. Congratulations to Lamento Robinson, Tyree Shine, Chuck Riley, Jeff McCoy, and Lauren Romano. on their induction into the Castle Wall. Reminder of the Mansfield Senior High School students.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Ew, bugs!
Dibs on the Fritos.
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Under the direction of Mr. Wilson and Miss Melissa Dalberti, we are pleased to present the 2021 Norwalk High School Blue Pride Marching Band. Tonight's show features songs from one of rock and roll's most well-recognized bands. Our tribute to Liverpool's most famous song begins with "I Wanna Hold Your Hand." Our second song this evening highlights our 2021 majorettes. We feature them in the 1969 Come Together. is a rough year for everyone as the top music of 2020 lives on.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering, Ted. Bugs!
Dibs on the Fritos!
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Welcome back to the J&F Construction halftime show. The Tigers with an 18-0 lead. And my partner here is, despite the lead, is a little nervous at what the Tiger offense has really not been able to do consistently in the first half.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to see was a long ball from the Tigers and see if they can get those gifted receivers open, and it never happened in the first half. I'd like to see a consistent drive the ball down. When you take a good look at it, Senior High has 15 points in the first 10 minutes of the game, and both those touchdowns came on short fields. They were inside the 30-yard line when they did that. And so I really haven't seen the consistency that I'd like to see from the Tigers right now. Then on the other hand, you got to give your hand on to the Norwalk defense, who's been playing some very good ball.
Total yards for the Tigers, 132 yards, and as you mentioned, they got the bulk of that in the first quarter. Passing yards, 108. Brock Hill has played fairly well, both running the ball and throwing the ball. The number here for Norwalk is the 2 turnovers and the 5 penalties.
Yeah, when those 2 turnovers happened early in the game, it took Todd Fox's defense and put them in a hole. But they struggled. They worked it out. They got better at it, and I think they've done a really nice job in shutting down.
Individually, Brock Hill, 13 of 20, 108 yards and a touchdown, and he has really done everything offensively, spreading the ball around from the pocket. He's the leading rusher, 9 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown for the Tigers. Now for Norwalk, Daniel Trasick, who was their all-conference running back last year, only 8. He was going to be the focal point of their offense.
And when your defense can key on one player, it's a lot easier. Norwalk's got to key on all the players. So right now, Mansfield Senior High's defense is doing a great job. They've got the shutout on the board. They're playing tough ball. But then again, Norwalk shooting themselves in the foot. Fumble, penalty. The defense had a big penalty when they had roughed the quarterback and Brock. But you're right, Brian. I'll tell you what, Brock Hill is taking this Tiger team, put them on their shoulders, and he's leading them right now.
Tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors, Ohio Eye Associates. See life more clearly with locations in Mansfield, Shelby, Plymouth, Bucyrus, and Mount Gilead. By J&F Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. And by Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers, get a free quote online at whitakerwealth.com. And by Frito Lay, good fun. Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick at Arlin Field, week 1 of the 2021 high school football season, and we have got a good one. The Tigers with an 18-0 lead as we head to the third quarter. And the Tigers, because they won the opening coin toss and deferred, they will open with the football here in the third quarter.
And we're going to find out right now who made the adjustments at halftime to win the second half. Did the Senior High offense, are they going to change things up, work a little bit different, work on the running attack? And how about that Norwalk defense? Right now they have to set the tone. I know Todd Fox has told them, hey, you get the ball back for our offense. We've made some adjustments to our offense.
Be interesting to see what the Norwalk Truckers do offensively. Do you stay with Trasick in the running game, or do you try to go deeper into your playbook and take the first-year quarterback in Flores and ask him to do a little bit more?
Yeah, I think you got to give it to Trasick. Trasick is your leader on the field. You don't want to put it on a young quarterback. He's just going to get nervous. He's going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen.
Here we go as we get ready to start the third quarter. Bradley still on his feet to the 25. Breaks tackles to the 30 and knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Finally getting him out of bounds was Grant Maloney.
What an athlete. What an athlete. Shake and bake. There's a shake.
Well, there was 2 missed tackles.
Here's a bake.
There's a third one right there. There's a fourth one right there. And finally, on the 5th try, they get him out of bounds.
Athletic ability, you don't coach that, Brian. You don't coach that at all.
Well, his father played here and, of course, played collegiately at Bowling Green. And I asked him if he has a pipeline to Bowling Green, and he smiled. And Brock Hill up the middle to about the 38-yard line. I think he kind of implied that that's going to be Miles' decision where he goes to college.
And you notice right off the bat, Brock Hill's carrying the team right now. Quarterback run.
He has been their leading thrower and ground gainer.
The Norwalk defense is still in a 3-man front. They got 8 defensive backs trying to cover the skilled receivers.
Trips to the right. That's Zion Brown in the backfield. Brock Hill with plenty of time. Now he's going to run to his right. It's almost picked off as he put some air under it, and Jesse Harris almost hauled it in.
And right now, you can see the Norwalk defense is picking it up just a little bit right now. They know they've got to keep senior high offense off the field.
You walk a fine line with a quarterback. You want him to be confident, but then you also want him to be smart with the football.
And that was a tough throw right there. Big play right now. Do they get the first down, or does the defense force them off the field?
3rd down and 7. Brock Hill, here comes the blitz, kicks it out, 1st down to Amar Davis. He breaks a tackle and finally wrestled out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And Amar Davis with his 5th catch of the night, and it's for a 1st down in Norwalk territory.
Again, take a look at the yards after the catch. Breaks tackles, uses his athletic ability to get upfield. The fans were yelling for a horse collar tackle, but the officials didn't call it.
1st and 10 at the Trucker 46. Now they go to the ground. That's Brown, tries to bounce to the outside. He's brought down from behind.
Nice pursuit defense by the Norwalk linebackers.
Daniel Tracek makes the play and just grabs his jersey and pulls him to the ground.
Boy, we're calling his name a lot tonight, offense and defense.
Well, the Tiger defense has done a pretty good job holding him in the running game, but he has played very well defensively. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Trips now to the left. Hill looks to his left. Sets, fires, and it's incomplete. It would have been a nice catch by Giante Bryant, the sophomore. But O'Brien unable to haul it in.
One thing Norwalk's doing, they have 3 down linemen, but they rush 4 by bringing those outside linebackers. You put a little pressure on Brock. Try and force him out of his comfort zone. Threw it a little bit high.
Ricky Mills brings the play in. And Zion Brown trots off the field for the Tigers. 3rd and 10. Trying to add to an 18-0 lead. And start the 2021 season with a win here against Norwalk. Hill steps up, has some running room, and gets up to about the 36-yard line. This is going to depend on the spot. He's going to be close.
And again, there's your quarterback. There's the leader of your team making things happen upfield.
Well, he did not like the spot at all. It's at the 37-yard line, a yard short, 4th and 1.
There are certain plays during the game where you look back and say, holy smokes, if only this would have happened. Well, this is one of them. Can we stop them, or can we get the 1st down?
Well, the Tiger offense stays on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Ricky Mills stood up, doesn't get it. Parker Evans makes the big play defensively, and the Truckers' defense holds. It's 1st and 10, Norwalk.
And do you feel it? The momentum is changing right now. The fans on the Norwalk side are cheering. Norwalk coaches are jumping. Everybody's patting themselves on the back.
Nice penetration there you saw by Evans, the junior. And they come up big defensively and force the Tigers to turn it over on downs. 1st and 10 at the Norwalk 39-yard line.
I think this is the best field position Norwalk's had to start their drive.
Now, can they capitalize offensively? Flores runs into the running back and still able to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he may have gained a yard on the play.
I think that was a busted play. Somebody went the wrong direction. Anytime you have two backs collide in the backfield, something's not timing up right. Somebody has a goof.
Marquise Trochet in on the play. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
But Norwalk is in a situation where they have to get some points on the board.
Flores with the pitch, and a nice job of swarming to the ball. Carson Bauman unable to turn the corner.
That's where you have that Tiger speed, Brian. When you try and go sideline to sideline, that Tiger defense is going to outrun you. They just have speed to burn, and they're going to force you to the sidelines.
Aaron Thornton, the big junior, strung the play out. 3rd and a loss of 1. 3rd and 10. Tell you what, this Tiger defense has come to play. Flores back to throw, sets, fires, caught, first down by Sam Battles as he gets first down yardage across midfield down to about the 48-yard line. That was a nice pitch and catch.
And that was probably the best play Norwalk's had the whole game. It puts them in Tiger country, little momentum for them.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Flores again back. He looks a lot more confident now here in the 3rd quarter. Another catch.
Reeling a little bit. They're leaving some soft spots on there. The guys are catching the ball and making big plays for the Norwalk Truckers. Somebody on that Tiger defense has got to step it up and make a big play.
2nd and short. Now it's Tracek and another first down to the 36-yard line. Now you give it to your big running back and just let him pound out a couple yards. You keep the ball, move the chains. It's 1st and 10 Truckers.
When you run the ball, the clock runs, but more importantly, when you throw the ball, so much can happen. Sack, interception, missed pass.
Go ahead.
When you run the ball, as coaches know, Woody Hayes taught us a long time ago, 3 yards and a cloud of dust will get you a win.
Tracek left side has a hole, has a first down inside the 20, knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
And right now, Chokey's thundering what's going on out there. I think he's got to call a timeout, try and regroup that defense, get their focus going in the right direction.
Parker Evans may have gotten away with a hold, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Truckers at the Tigers' 16-yard line. And there's movement on the line. Their timeout is going to be called by Chokey Bradley, and I think he may have heard you.
Yeah, he's
because
got
momentum is shifting to the other side of the field.
They got to get that defense. Right now, Norwalk's got them on their heels. That defense doesn't know what's hitting them. Norwalk's come out, hit a couple nice passes, which we didn't see the first half. They're running the ball now. They're running with confidence. Todd Fox did something at halftime to get that offense jacked up, and here they come.
As we mentioned earlier, the Truckers are 2-6 all-time against Mansfield Senior in a series that goes all the way back to 1908. This is only the 3rd game between the two schools since 1932.
That's hard to believe.
Norwalk's only wins came in 2018 by a 42-21 score, and back in 1920 by a 20-0 score. And the Tigers have shut Norwalk out 5 times.
Did they have helmets back then?
I think they were made of leather.
Yeah, is that what it was? I had one of those leather helmets down in Simpson in my playing days, so let's not make fun of them.
Well, the interesting stat there, I don't know if you picked it up at the end, the Tigers have shut Norwalk out 5 times, and they've got a shutout going here, but Norwalk threatening with 6:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. High snap, Flores goes up and gets it, and gets about 2 yards.
Once you start getting inside that 20-yard line, inside the red zone, every yard gets tougher and tougher to get. And right now, we're going to find out what type of defense the Tigers have. Can they withstand this surge from Norwalk? And we're going to see what happens with this offense. Can they move it in?
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 from the Tiger 13. Flores hands off to Tracek, who is stood up immediately. Ricky Mills, the junior linebacker, came in and blew that play up. Loss of 2, 3rd down and 9.
And if you're Todd Fox, you're thinking right now, I got to get 9 yards, but I got 2 plays to do it because we're not going to kick a field goal here. We got to get a touchdown. So he's thinking, I got to get 9 yards. I got 2 plays to do it. I need 4.5 yards on a play.
Or do you want points in this drive? Do you want to go away with at least something?
Well, I tell you, when you get this close, that 6 points looks a whole lot better than 3.
3rd down and 9. Flores out of the gun. And there's a whistle and another penalty flag. This might be, the play clock may have expired.
Delay a game there.
Yep.
Boy, does that hurt.
Now, if you're going to run a pass play, this gives you a little bit more real estate to work with, so it's not a back-breaking play by any stretch, but you still don't want to go backwards as opposed to going forward.
Todd Fox is thinking, I got 2 plays here to make up this yardage. I got 2 plays to get 14 yards.
Flores looks near side. He overthrows, battles. It's incomplete. Now let's see what they do on 4th down, and that penalty may have pushed them out of field goal range.
And it did, and you saw that. The Tigers are putting a little bit of pressure on that young quarterback. You know, you can frustrate a quarterback, overthrow just by getting in his face. You don't have to touch him, just get pressure on him, and that's what they did.
Payne Flores, the first-year starter, 6 of 13 for 47 yards, so he has struggled.
And he's going to get better. The more playing time he gets, the better he's going to develop. Big play for the Tigers right here.
They bunch receivers to the near side of the formation. Flores back to throw. Has some time, and it's batted away.
Oh, it's picked up.
And Battles knocked out of bounds at the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Truckers, and somebody is living right in
That's
Norwalk.
right. I think I saw that same play in the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook a long time ago.
Ball batted down right into the arms of Sam Battles, the senior, and he gets a 1st down as he's shoved out of bounds by Keontis Bradley.
If there's a play of the game, I think that's it, Brian. That was awesome.
1st and goal for the Truckers. Now they go with a power backfield. And they run right side. Touchdown Norwalk. Andrew Alanahan into the end zone, and they get your 6 points.
And here we go. And just like you said earlier, momentum is such a great thing. And you can feel it change. And right now, the momentum's on the north side of the football stadium. Norwalk's got it going.
Carson Bauman on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jesse Cole. And we have a ball game here in the 3rd quarter. And the extra point is blocked. So the Truckers have to settle for an 18-6 score, 4:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Now, let's see what the Tigers do offensively now that they've faced a little bit of adversity here in the 3rd quarter.
And when you have the weapons that Chokey has, somebody, I just keep waiting for somebody to pop open. Somebody's going to make a big play for the Tigers, but you got to take your hat off to Norwalk defense. You take away that 1st quarter, those 2 touchdowns, they've played one whale of a ball game. They got the Tiger offense on their heels. Let's see who wants it more.
Tigers had 15 points in the 1st quarter, only a field goal in the 2nd quarter, a 35-yarder by Putt. And so far, the 3rd quarter has been all Norwalk. You knew this Truckers team was not going to go away.
No, Todd Fox is too good of a coach. He's got a great coaching staff with him. They teach good fundamentals, and they don't get rattled. You notice that? They're not rattled. They know what they have to do. They know they got to, move the football, make something happen. Defense has got to play tough. I used to hate it when my offense scored 2 quick touchdowns in a ball game when I was coaching.
They start to relax a little bit.
You start to relax a little bit. You get this arrogance about you, and next thing you know, the other team, boom.
Bauman's kick Fielded at the 7. And Davis upended at the 24-yard line, and you can feel the emotion all the way up here. A flag is down at the 19-yard line.
And that's a tough call. I don't know what that one's going to be.
In the area of an illegal block. Let's see.
If it is, it'll be 10 yards back from there. Tigers will be in a hole at the 10-yard line. Yep, that's what it was. You were right, Brian. So instead of having field position the first half like they had in Norwalk territory, the Tigers have their backs against the wall, and Norwalk is knocking on the door.
Rabbit hole here. Do you notice how bright the field is?
It is. It is awesome. It is awesome. The new LED lights do a great job. It's a natural light.
TV cameras love it.
Announcers love it.
Yes. 1st and 10, Tigers backed up at their 10-yard line. Hill swings it out. Near side, this is Davis. And Davis shoved out of bounds. Well, let's see if they spotted it about the 18-yard line. So pickup of about 8. So not bad.
Yep.
Not bad yardage on 1st down.
One thing that Coach Bradley was talking about the other night, he is thinking about and play the field, and that's what Norwalk's doing. They got 8 guys trying to cover all those gifted receivers. Keep it underneath them.
Hill with a fake, and he's got the 1st down across the 30 or the 20 to the 22-yard line. That was a designed run by the Tiger quarterback, who is the leading ground gainer tonight for the Tigers.
And that's one thing that is really tough to account is a running quarterback. When you think about it, Senior High has 5 linemen. Norwalk has 3 linemen. That's a 2-man advantage. Brock Hill just picks a hole and goes.
4 receivers now on that right side. Deontay O'Brien, the lone receiver on the near side, but again, a run by Hill. And a pickup of about 2.
By running the quarterback up the middle, what that does, that forces those linebackers to come up. And when your linebackers come up, that opens up the seams underneath the deep backs, the safeties. And sooner or later, Senior High is going to hit a curl deep in the post, try and find the open seam.
Isaiah Davis, a 6'1 junior, little slow to get up. One of the offensive linemen for the Tigers, Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick from Arlin Field, week 1 of the 2021 high school football season. We are glad you are with us here on OH Report. The Tigers with an 18-6 lead, and if there's such thing as a precarious 18-6 lead, I think this is it.
It is. It really is, because right now all the momentum's on Norwalk's side. Senior High's struggling a little bit right now. And I'll tell you another thing that's hurting them right now. If you have a young offensive line that's just working together and one of your linemen gets hurt, which means you got to put a second player in there, how's that been protecting Brock Hill so well?
Isaiah Davis is going to need some help getting off the field. Isaiah Davis, the starting center, so that is a very important position on that line. And he is struggling to get off the field.
And so what happens is you have somebody else snapping. He's not used to the snap count. Look for a bad snap. Look for a high snap. See if Brock has to make an adjustment to get the snap.
He's
anything to throw the
by
timing off.
Michael Krim, who was the starter a year ago, so he's got some experience. Michael Krim is a senior. Perfect snap. Hill back to throw under pressure, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Amar Davis on the near side. And this is a big 3rd down play for the Tigers.
It really is. And one thing you might notice when you watch this defense, the 3 down linemen are occupying the 5 offensive linemen. And Norwalk is bringing their outside linebackers. They're getting outside pressure on Brock Hill, trying to force a bad pass. And that time, number 10 forced Brock to throw it high outside the receiver's grasp.
Trips to the right. Avion Gross has been quiet tonight. 3 catches, 17 yards. He lines up wide to the right, under pressure. Hill steps up, and he's dropped at the 20-yard line.
And we just talked about it.
Ryan Ritzenfehler was able to dump the Tiger quarterback at the 20-yard line, and the Tigers are going to have to punt.
And we just talked about it. They have 3 down men. They brought the outside linebacker. They forced Brock off the sweet spot where he likes to throw the ball, and bam, right into the defensive tackle.
So Brock Hill's going to kick from inside the 10-yard line, and Norwalk is going to get the ball in pretty good field position as the return guys are at the 45-yard line. Hill with a nice kick. And this is a live ball. And it's going to be down at the 30-yard line. Cade Staley.
Woo-wee. That young
Fox,
man,
his
heart's still beating. They might want to check
there
him.
on the far sideline.
And the last thing you want to do is make a mistake like that and have to walk off that sideline and face Coach Fox.
Well, I'll tell you, Brock Hill has brought everything tonight. He has kicked the ball extremely well.
Tremendous athlete out there.
Averaging 49 yards a punt. His long was 61, but that one was all through the air.
Now the Tiger defense has got to do something here. Tiger defense has got to stop this Norwalk momentum.
1st and 10 at the Trucker 31-yard line. And Flores on a designed run up across the 35 to the 36.
Again, we mentioned this. Norwalk's in no rush. They still got the whole 4th quarter to go. They just want to establish the run game. This is the offense they needed on the field the 1st quarter.
Gain of 5 by Flores as we approach the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Trying to make a personnel change on the Norwalk side of things. They finally get Carson Ballman off the field. Flores straight back, sets, and there's some contact again. Avion Gross gets away with a bump on Parker Evans coming across the middle. I don't know if that was a catchable ball in or down in 5.
That's not really a rule in high school. I know it is pros, you know, you can hit somebody, knock them out of bounds. If it's uncatchable, that's a ruling. In high school ball, I don't think that's a rule, uncatchable.
Third
Big
down play for the Trucker offense. And again, Flores to run. And he's up to the 39.
His defense has been playing. I think I'd punt it. Keep the Tigers in the hole. See if they can make a mistake.
Or try to draw the Tigers offside.
Yeah. The last thing I want to do is give the Tiger offense, who has the potential to score on any play, the ball at the 40-yard line.
It's 4th and about 2. And the offense stays on the field with 14 seconds to go on the play clock. Flores is going to run it. They've got a 1st down. Tracek up to the 44-yard line.
What a call. What a call. That's what they call believing in your offense, knowing what your offense can do.
Well, you're running behind 5 seniors on that offensive line. You're giving the ball to an all-SBC performer from a year ago. There's Tracek again up the middle, and now he's just pounding this Tigers defense up across midfield to the 49.
And
that
again,
momentum is still on the far side of the field.
And I can see another timeout. The Tigers are confused. They have players all over the place. They're not set when the ball snaps. I can see that defense calling a timeout to get it settled down.
2nd and 4. Flores to run an option to the near side, has the 1st down. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. The tackle made by Keontez Bradley.
I think Choki's,
where was this offense in the first half for
that's
Norwalk?
what I'm saying. I think Choki's just trying to get to the break here without wasting a timeout.
He's already used 1, so he's got 2 left.
But you're right, Norwalk's got him rocking.
13 seconds to go before the end of the quarter. This should be the final play of the 3rd period. Flores, time, over the middle, caught. First down to the 29-yard line. Hauled in by Drew Shope, the big senior tight end. And that should be the final play of the third quarter.
Holy smoly, Brian, what a third quarter that was.
We have got a ball game heading to the fourth quarter. The Tigers up 18-6. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents totally unrealistic, never gonna happen in a million years mom fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Airbags!
Dibs on the Fritos.
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Tigers up by 12 as we head to the fourth quarter, and we thought at the beginning of this game when the Tigers jumped out to a 15-0 lead that we might have a blowout on our hands here in week one, but somebody forgot to tell Norwalk that, and they hung in there in the first half and kind of shut Mansfield Senior down in the second quarter, and the third quarter was all Norwalk. Flores back to throw on first down, has a receiver, it's going to be incomplete, and he had Cade Staley wide open.
And you're right now. The Tigers are flat-footed. They're sitting on their heels right now. They have a little bit of concern where to line up. Norwalk has all the momentum, and that was a big play right there.
Cade Staley will see that in his sleep. 2nd and 10 for the Tiger 28. They stay on the ground, and the Tigers were ready. Carmelo Slay along with Ricky Mills.
A little bit of penetration by the Tiger defense. That's just what they need. They need to get in that backfield, make something happen. This is a big series.
3rd and 11. Now the Tiger defense trying to come up big.
Norwalk, they don't have to get a first down right now. They got 2 plays to get it. They got 2 plays to get it 11.
The Tiger 29. Flores with all kinds of time. And it's incomplete. Another drop pass. This one by Carson Bauman. And now they're not helping their first-year starter at quarterback.
And think about the drive where they made the score. Had 2 great completions there. His receivers helped him out. Right now, they've dropped the touchdown and they dropped the potential first down.
The first one I can see because that ball was a lofting throw and it was a stretch, but it was catchable. That one, he was wide open. 4th and 11. Flores fires over the middle. It's incomplete. There's a flag. And this time the Tigers are going to get whistled for pass interference by Jayante O'Brien, the sophomore.
Automatic first down and a 10-yard penalty. The Truckers are still alive.
They may have gotten away with a couple early, but that one, the flag does fly, and the Truckers are going to have it 1st and goal.
And that was a tough call. I know the Tiger fans are not very positive about that.
1st and 10 for the Truckers, and don't look now, but they have an opportunity to have 2 unanswered touchdowns here in the second half against the Tigers. Ball resting now at the Tiger 18. Now they'll move the ball down to the 14.
More importantly, they get four downs again, 4 fresh downs.
Flores is going to run it, and they've done that well in the third quarter. He gets down to the 11. In on the stop, Leo Hess.
We've called Leo Hess's name a few times tonight.
Gain of 4, second down and 6. They stay on the ground, and again, another run play, and this one is Daniel Tracek gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 6.
This could be the drive for the game right here. If the Tigers can stop them and get the ball, take the time off the clock, it's going to make it very tough for Norwalk to come back for 2 scores.
Flores is going to run it. Stumbles across the line of scrimmage. He's short of the first down, and Miles Bradley holding the back of his leg. Looks like he's okay, though. And a timeout's going to be taken by Norwalk with 9:49 to go, and Norwalk trailing 18-6. Now it's decision time. 4th down and 4. You've been able to run with your quarterback, but if I'm Choky Bradley, I'm looking for that.
Yeah, and I was just sitting here thinking, I say, if I was going to throw a play here,
guy.
if I'm going to call a play, I'd like to see a screen. I'd like to see something, because you know the Tiger fronts are going to be coming at him. They're going to do everything they can to get to him. Everybody else is going to be covering those receivers tight, because Choky's telling them right now, don't let him go. Look at him on TV. He's getting his team psyched up. So what does Todd Fox do? He uses that aggressiveness. Let those guys blow through the line, hit a little screen play, but then I'm not getting paid to make the call.
4th down and 4 from the Tigers' 8-yard line. Choky's earning his money tonight. Flores up under the line of scrimmage. Power backfield. And timeout taken by the Tigers, as they have 1 remaining, and an interesting timeout called by Choky Bradley.
Yeah, Todd Fox threw something up they weren't ready for. You know, he's looking for something wide, looking for a pass. What's Norwalk do? They come up with 2 tights. Their line are 2 toe-to-toe, and they got a power backfield in there. So now the Tigers got to make an adjustment, come up tight, change the play.
Well, and that was going to be my next question. The chess match continues here at Arlin Field.
When you come to a situation like this, though, the one thing you want to do, you want to put the ball in your best ball player's hand and let him make the play. You as a coach don't want to make a stupid call.
56. They're going to roll him to the right. Bounces to the outside, dives to the pylon. He doesn't get in, but he gets enough for the first down.
Great call. Nice call. He's got his big he sends those three backs in front of him, and they're just mowing a path.
It is 1st and goal for the Truckers. They stay on the ground. Tracek into the end zone for a touchdown.
Nope.
They're going to say he
down.
Wow. From here, that looked like a touchdown, but they're going to say he was stopped just short of the goal line. Quickly back to the line are the Truckers. This time, it's going to be a keeper by Flores, and he gets in.
Right now, I think you kick it for the 1.
Make it a 5-point.
Wins it.
What a second half by the Norwalk Truckers.
The Tigers are reeling.
There you see the faithful from Norwalk that made the trip, and the touchdown run by Flores as he gets a little shove from behind by Daniel Tracek. Ballman with an all-important extra point. Kick is up. And it is no good, but it is still a 6-point ball game with 9:17 to go. Now the question, how do the Tigers offensively respond here after giving up 2 straight touchdowns here in the second half?
Well, the big thing is this offense has kind of fallen asleep this half. They are not helping this football team out right now. They've got to move the ball down the field. Got a time off that clock. They got to get their you got to get a pattern going. What Norwalk has done is taken that away.
Tigers will host Marion Harding next week here at Arlin Field. And they are trying to hold on. They were up 18-0.
Have you ever gone down the road in your truck at night and a deer comes out on the road and you see the light of their eyes and they're big and bright? That's what I see from the Tigers right now. They're in shock. They don't know what's hitting them. They're having trouble getting anything established running. This Norwalk defense, if I have to put an MVP out there, I say that Norwalk defense has done the job.
Now, if I have an encounter with a deer on the way home, I'm blaming you. Return from the 12-yard line. There's some running room by Davis. Gets up across the 35 to the about the 38-yard line. So the Tigers will start 1st and 10 with pretty good field position, up by 6 points.
And that could be a momentum change breaker because the Tiger fans love it.
So now let's see what the Tiger offense can do.
And the one thing that's been consistent the whole night has been this Norwalk defense. They played great ball. They've stepped it up. They played the whole first quarter on the field with their backs against the wall. They've risen to the occasion. Can they do it now, or can that Tiger offense with Brock Hill leading it get them out of the hole?
Zion Brown is in the backfield. Now he shifts over to the left side, and there's a flag down. This is going to be procedure against the Tigers. You don't want to start this drive with a mistake.
Bam! Shooting ourselves in the foot. As a coach on the sideline, you can coach that all you want, but what a heartbreak that is.
Well, and that's what Chokey Bradley talked to us about yesterday.
Yes, he did.
If we're going to get beat, we're going to beat ourselves with mistakes, and that's a 5-yard mistake to start this drive here in the fourth quarter. Hill looks to his right. And again, he overthrows Keontez Bradley. Do you like the outside throws, or does he need to start looking to the middle of the field? Because we also talked to Coach Bradley about the slant pass.
Yeah. I think you're going to see that happen one of these plays. One of these plays, they've got the gifted receivers. Put them on a post route, run deep. See if you can't loosen up this trucker defense. Right now, they're playing nose-to-nose, hard-nose. They're coming up on you. They're challenging you. Fight back on them. Go after them. Send somebody up the seam.
Trips again to the right. Brock Hill now out of the ball game. And a reception made by Amar Davis as Duke Reese, the left-handed sophomore, now in a quarterback, but there's a flag down. So Duke Reese, a 6'4" sophomore, and I saw some action last year as a freshman.
And I think we had a game. We saw him play like the whole fourth quarter, and we walked away with a very, very good impression of him. He did some nice things. He's got a real nice arm.
Offsetting penalties, so they'll replay the down. 2nd down at 15 from the 33.
For one thing, this quarterback is 6'4". He can see over top of the defense. And Norwalk's been putting a lot of pressure in that quarterback's face from the outside.
Well, I asked Chokey Bradley yesterday if we would see Duke Reese, and he said that we might. That's Brown. Cuts back to the 40, gets up to the 44, and he's going to be about 6 yards shy of the first down, but he gets a lot of that yardage back from the penalty.
And that's what that speed will do for you. You can play great defense on first down, second down, but every once in a while, that speed's going to make something happen, and that's what happened right there.
3rd down and 4.
Tigers need it. This is a big play for them. They've got to stay on the field, keep that Norwalk offense on the sideline.
Zion Brown in the backfield. Reese swings it left side. It's caught. This is Avion Gross. 1st down. Breaks a couple tackles. Still on his feet inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. Finally wrestled down by Parker Evans.
Hear the momentum change right now. Here we go. Tigers on a roll.
Avion Gross going to be playing his college ball at Charlotte. He decommitted from Pittsburgh. So the Tigers with a 1st and 10, and the sophomore has provided a spark off the bench, as Duke Reese. Tigers with only 1 timeout left.
No mistakes. Stay within your package.
Ricky Mills now the running back, and they did not get the playoff in time.
Timeout, Tigers. Choki used his last timeout.
With 7:25 to go in the 4th quarter. And Duke Reese at the controls here of the offense. What do you think of the quarterback change? Brock Hill had played so well in the first half, but the offense sputtered. I kind of like the move. You've got to see if you can at least get a spark.
And you bring in a young man. We saw him in action last year. You and I even sat there and said, you know, he's going to have a future as a Tiger at quarterback. And look what he's done. He's the spark that they needed right now. They're moving the ball. They have some consistency, but you can't take it away from those receivers. Catches after the ball.
Completed 42 of 93 attempts a year ago for 431 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns. He did throw 7 picks, but that was as a freshman.
So here they are now. We got a sophomore at quarterback. He's moving the Tigers down the field.
Jokie Bradley bringing him in out of the bullpen to see if he can close it out here in the 4th quarter. They stay on the ground, and nothing for Zion Brown. And Parker Evans again making the play defensively for the Truckers.
With the way the clock's going, the Tigers have no timeout. This is the series. This is the series. They have got to get something on the board. They got to keep Norwalk's offense on the sideline over there. Work the clock down. What a move by Coach Bradley, though, to put a sophomore in at quarterback.
Trips to the left. And Reese back to throw. Pumps, and he's dunked at the 45-yard line. He could not get out of the grasp of Dalton Stefani.
Big play, big time play. And you got to think to yourselves, would that have happened if Brock was in there? You know, people are going to start second-guess you as a quarterback or second-guess you as a coach for that move. Well, we should have left him in. But, hey, the young man stepped up. He's doing the job out there.
3rd down and 19 as the ball is moved all the way back outside the 45-yard line.
As we saw before, this young man does have an arm on him, and he can get it downfield fast.
4 receivers in the set. Reese swings it out to Avion Gross, and Gross swarmed under immediately at the 43-yard line. Could not get too many yards after the catch. It's going to be 4th and long.
Did you notice how Norwalk ran to the ball? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive players.
Avion Gross hobbling off the field, grabbing the back of his leg. You hope it's not a hamstring. What a huge, or it might be a cramp, as one of the trainers comes over and is stretching his leg.
Now Brock Hill's back in. He's their punter. Is he going to punt it or throw it?
4th and 17. There's movement on the line, but
didn't break the plane.
And they're going to let the play clock expire. That'll back them up 5 yards. So
if he
Chokey Bradley not happy with them not being able to get the play off.
Sometimes when you have a good punter, take 5 yards here. It just gives them a little bit more angle for the corner. I mean, he's done some great punting tonight, Brian. Great punting.
4th and 22. And he's going to kick this one.
Pooch kick.
He's going to take a Tiger roll inside the 5 and be down at inside the 1 yard line, just shy of the goal line. You cannot punt any better than that.
That's why he's a heck of an athlete. One great punt.
And they let it roll all the way to the white line. What a special teams play. So if Norwalk is going to come from behind and win this, they've got 4:38 to go, 3 timeouts, and they have to go almost 100 yards.
99.5 yards. I think that football's touching the white line. That's the goal line. This could be safety time.
And I tell you what, if I'm Chokey Bradley, I'm sending my defense after it.
Yeah, this is you're up against the wall. You usually don't throw it here. You want to get a little breathing room. You run it.
Flores out of the shotgun. Looks right side, lofts it up, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Sam Battles down that right sideline.
Good call. I like the call. You're stretching the defense.
Coverage by Jayante O'Brien. It'll stop the clock with 4:31 to go.
But right now the Tigers have all the momentum. Norwalk needs a first down and some breathing room.
They stay on the ground to Tracek, and he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. In the middle of that defensive surge was Amar Davis. 3rd down and 10. The Truckers need a break here.
Because
and the Tiger defense needs a big play. Tracek in motion. And they almost got him. He threw it into the vicinity of Cade Staley.
Now what do you do? You're sitting at a 4th down.
Oh, you got to kick it now.
You got to kick it.
You got to kick it. But, boy, you're up against the back of your end zone. You cannot afford to give him the ball at the 1 yard line.
You got 3 timeouts. Utilize them. Keep some time on the clock and hope your defense can come through. But the play of the game, Brock Hill punt.
Ryan Fox standing almost right at the back of the end zone. Gets the kickoff. It's a short kick, but it takes a Norwalk roll. A 58-yard punt to the Norwalk about the 42-yard line.
And what a game, Brian. What a game.
It's not over. And Norwalk has scored 12 unanswered here in the second half.
And could we have asked for a better game for the first night? This is unbelievable.
Okay, someone's got to tell him that they're winning.
Yeah. And right now, Todd Fox has got 3 timeouts. I think he's going to use them right off the bat. If his defense can stop him, he'll take a timeout, timeout, timeout. Give his offense as much time on the clock as possible.
Brock Hill is back at the controls of the quarterback spot. You've got to go with your senior here.
After that punt, you got to play him.
That's Mills. And he is across the 50 to about the 48-yard line, and they'll use the first of their 3 timeouts. Will Norwalk. That'll stop the clock with 3:26 to go.
And I don't see the Tigers throwing the ball. That'll stop the clock. I see them running the ball down the field, working time off that clock.
That's a huge carry by Mills. 9 yards on first down. 4 carries, 12 yards on the night for Ricky Mills. A quiet night, but those 9 yards were huge. What an exciting opener here in week 1 of the 2021 season.
I don't think we could have asked for a better game. We have 2 great teams out there. They're battling it. They're doing everything. There's 3:26 on the clock, and it's still anybody's game.
3 minutes, 26 seconds to go. 2nd down and 1 from the Norwalk 48-yard line.
And you know, you sit up here as a coach. When I was coaching, you think of everything that can go bad. You got a center in there who played, but he didn't start the game. He's in for an injured player. Is there going to be a bad snap? Anything could happen.
Hill on 2nd and short. High snap. Brown brings it down, though, and depending on the spot, it looks like he just has enough for the first down. So that'll stop the clock as they move the chains. 1st and 10 at the Norwalk 47, just inside the 47-yard line. And the Tigers in no hurry to get this play off.
We're down to 8 on the clock. Brock Hill's reading it.
They stay on the ground. Again, that's Ricky Mills up to the 45. Norwalk will hold on to a timeout. Gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. Mills with the football at the Norwalk 45. Whatever happens on this play, Norwalk will be calling their 2nd timeout.
And they're taking every second on that play clock. We're down to 15. Brock Hill's going to go up. He's going to watch that clock. He's not going to snap it till it's around 4 seconds.
Mills gets a couple on the cutback.
Timeout, Norwalk.
So it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and about 7.
Let's take a look at this here now. Norwalk stops them. Senior High is going to punt it with Brock because Brock did a great job punting them, put Norwalk in the hole, give them a long field to run. Or you go for it on 4th down and win the game.
3rd down and 6.
Coach Bradley, he's got a lot of decisions to make in these last 2 minutes of the game. Big play for the Norwalk defense right here.
Mansfield Senior 18, Norwalk 12, 2:06 to go. And the Tigers trying to hold on here in week 1. Hill fakes the handoff. And he's going to be stopped shy of the 1st down. He almost got it. Daniel Tracek came up to make the stop. And a good spot for the Tigers at the 36-yard line. Well, are they? Look like one of the officials signaled for a 1st down. I don't think they're going to have to measure because the nose of the ball's on the 36. The far side, the chain is between the 36 and the 37.
I think the officials are kind of complaining where they marked the ball.
I don't know. Can we get a replay of that play for the spot? Let's take a look here and see. They might have an argument. I think that, based on that replay, that looked like a generous spot for the Tigers.
You hate to see a play like that hurt a ball game like this.
But you know what? Any coach will tell you, and you coached for a long time, those things are ebb and flows, and they're part of the game. yes, attention would go to that part, but there's so many other things that happen in the course of a ball game. But yes, in this moment, that's huge. It's a fresh set of downs for the Tigers. And the clock is now Mansfield Senior's friend.
I think they can just run it out. Brock's watching the play clock. When it hits 4, he'll snap it.
They give it to Mills. He powers his way to the 30. And the pile, he pushes it to the 29-yard line.
What's happening now is that Norwalk's trying to strip the ball. They want to get a hold of that ball any way they can. Another 35 seconds on the clock.
Mills carries the ball out to the Norwalk 30-yard line. For number 2nd and 3.
Second down and 4 as we're under a minute now, 52 seconds and counting.
They're going to take a delay of game here. And that's the ball game.
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't pretty.
But
coaches will tell you a win is a win is a win, and Chokey Bradley and his staff will take it, but they've got some things that they need to work on.
When you consider they only scored 2 touchdowns the first quarter on a short field set up by fumbles of the Norwalk offense, Chokey Bradley's got some work this week.
You see the fans there a little nervous on the near side, but the Tigers are going to get out of here with a win.
It goes down as a W. Victory formation. Brock will take it, step back. And that should be it. The clock can run.
So Norwalk will start the season with a tough loss on the road, and the Tigers will head into week 2 against Marion Harding with a 18-12 win.
And both teams have work to do. But what a ball game, Brian. I don't think I could have asked for a better first opening game. This Tiger crowd is packed.
Well,
watch the celebration.
The Tigers get the win tonight, and somewhere Shorty Gordon is smiling as he looks down on his Tigers, and they get a big win in week 1. Field, you're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Bugs!
Dibs on the Fritos!
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
are back at Arlin Field. Time for the J&F Construction post-game show, and the Tigers with an 18-12 win. In the beginning, it kind of looked like the Tigers could really do no wrong. They took advantage of a couple short field situations. They were able to make the first half really theirs, 18-0, but then Norwalk just did not go away, especially in that third quarter, and they made a ball game out of it.
One of the things Norwalk did was their defense was consistent the whole ball game, and they had their backs against the wall early when the offense fumbled a couple times, but when you look at the stats, it was a heck of a ball game.
221 total yards for the Tigers, 207 for Norwalk. So the Tiger defense really took Tracek out of the game, especially early. The rushing yards, Mansfield Senior got a lot of those rushes late. They kind of struggled to run the ball a little bit in the first half.
And you know, that's one thing I think Choke's got to work on. He's got some gifted athletes out there. You got to get them ball in space, let them make their big plays. They did that. They had a lot of yards after the catch. And but I got to take my hat off to that Norwalk defense. They kept that team in the ball game after giving up 18 points early.
Well, the Tiger defense was also able to force 3 turnovers, and Mansfield Senior took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And, you know, as every coach will tell you, turnovers can change the ball game. And, you know, I've been in some games where, you know, you have no turnovers and lose, but when you lose a ball game because of turnovers, boy, does that hurt.
We're going to take a timeout. We come back, we'll talk to our Scout Construction player of the game. You're watching the J&F Construction postgame show and high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Ew, bugs!
Dibs on the Fritos!
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
joined now by tonight's Scout Construction Player of the Game, presented by ScoutConstructionLLC.com. And our player of the game is Mansfield Senior quarterback Brock Hill, 15 of 26, 132 yards and a touchdown. He also rushed for 15 carries, 35 yards, another touchdown. He also averaged 48 yards a punt. And to me, Brock, I think the play of the game was the punt, where you guys were able to pin Norwalk deep.
Yeah, that was definitely helpful. I mean, because we didn't really give our defense a break on offense that much. So being able to put them on the one definitely helped them out a lot, give them a break.
What was the mindset early? You guys got out to that early lead. You guys were able to take advantage of a couple short field situations. Did you feel like there were still things that you could accomplish offensively?
Well, our goal was to get out fast, get out early, and we did that. We went up 18-0, but then we stopped, which can't happen. So we just gotta play a full 48 minutes, and that should be good. If we play a full 48 minutes, then we'll be a good football team. But until then, it's going to be mostly defense, and our defense definitely stepped up.
That's what I was going to say next. Your defense really was consistent pretty much all of last year, and they've really carried that over into this season, haven't they?
Yeah, the defense definitely carried today. It was huge that they got us those turnovers. I mean, those turnovers led to scores. We didn't capitalize on one of the turnovers, which we need to do, but those were definitely huge.
What were the points of emphasis offensively at halftime?
The points were just put drives together and get points on the board. And, well, we didn't exactly do that, but we did put a couple of drives together. Didn't put any points, but, I mean, we ran out the clock, which was helpful. So.
Now, that's a pretty sound defensive unit that you guys played against tonight. And as I look at your receiving core, you guys can get some continuity going, and you're going to be scary this season.
Yeah, our wide receiver core is amazing. And I mean, that was a pretty good defense, but we want to be able to pass the ball all over everybody. So I mean, we need once we get a little bit more work. I mean, it's first game, so we'll get all of our mistakes fixed, and we'll be back for week 2.
Well, congratulations, Brock, on a big win here in week 1, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Mansfield Senior quarterback Brock Hill, our player of the game, 15 of 26, 132 yards and a touchdown, and he had 35 more yards on the ground. And Bruce, he was able to really do everything, throwing the ball, running the ball, and punting the ball.
Thank you. Yeah, the big thing was the Tiger offense was put on his shoulders, and he came up to it. You know, and the one thing that I really liked was that there was a series when Coach took him out. Okay, so he comes on the sideline, and, you know, he could have been a negative influence on the sideline, but he wasn't. He was positive. And there was a young sophomore out there that got a little thing going. Tigers were able to move the ball down. But when it came time to punt, Brock goes back in, and he probably has the play of the game. He put the ball at the 1-yard line. Then he finishes out the game. To me, that's a Tiger. That's a leader of your team, and that's somebody that's going to take this team, put them on his shoulders, and walk him into the playoffs.
I really like the poise and the leadership that he showed. And then also, I think the play of the game was that punt where they were able to pin them down inside the 1-yard line, and then the defense was just able to really not allow them to get themselves into a game-winning drive.
Well, when the ball's at the inside the 1-yard line, your offensive play list is about 3 plays. You don't do a lot. You don't really do a lot, but it's like 3 plays, Brian, and, you know, the Tiger defense stepped it up. They made the big play. They made things happen down there. And like you said, that punt by Brock, that was the game play.
So now you're the coach. You saw what happened, especially in the second half. What things are you going to emphasize now heading into week 2?
For the Tigers, the one thing I got to do is we got to get consistent with the ball. We got to be able to take that football from our zone and march down the field against teams. We can't expect to come out early, then stay flat. You got to help your defense out. You got to move the football and put points on the board during the game, not just that first quarter.
Well, with the win, Mansfield Senior starts the season 1-0. Norwalk drops to 0-1. And I think the Tigers can be special if they get that passing game going and get a little bit of a running game going. I think this team could be something pretty special.
They are, and they got the skilled players. They got, you know, we just talked to the young man, the player of the game. He knows where it's at, and he can carry this football team for them.
The final score tonight, Mansfield Senior 18, Norwalk 12. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Brian Skoronsky, and the fine camera work courtesy of Nick Jacobs and Austin Michael. Our stats provided by John Davis. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Mansfield Senior 18, Norwalk 12. For Bruce Wyrick, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Arlin Field.
Great game.